Good morning. This is Holly with Holly's Joys, and I'm here going to talk about a scripture today that I have been applying to my life. And it's been really fun and interesting to see how it's all playing out. So I want to read it to you, and then we'll just give it a little talk about. So this scripture is in Matthew 5, and it starts at 43. Okay, here we go. You have heard it was said, you shall love your neighbor and hate your enemy. But I say to you, love your enemies, bless those who curse you, do good to those who hate you, and pray for those who spitefully use and persecute you, that you may be sons of your Father in heaven, for he makes his sun rise on the evil and the good, and sends rain on the just and on the unjust. For if you love those who love you, what reward have you? Do not even tax collectors do the same? And if you greet your brethren only, what do you do more than others? Do not even tax collectors do so? Therefore you shall be perfect, just as your Father in heaven is perfect. And I really am touched by that scripture, because I do think that we forget it so often. I know I have forgotten it. And there was a situation years ago when I was a young Christian and a young mother, and our neighbor was so challenging. um, we were military, and they were also younger than us, my husband and I, and they had children, and they just really were a challenging couple. They had a couple of dogs that I felt like they didn't take the best care of, and I don't know, we had to water their dogs for them sometimes because they just, I don't know, they were fairly neglectful with the animals. And the lady would come over and ask if we had any, I don't remember, just like spaghetti for supper. And then she'd be like, do you have hamburger? Like basically we'd hand over the whole meal. And then another time, can I borrow a stamp? And pretty soon I'm giving her the whole book. And I'm thinking, is this really how it's supposed to be? And I'm like newly reading the Bible, and I'm going through it. I'm using a Nave's topical. If you've ever used a Nave's topical, you go in by topic, and then it'll tell you all the scriptures that pertain to that particular topic. And they're really a fun resource book. And I couldn't find anything where it said I could tell her to just buzz off, go away. So I just stayed in there and was practicing loving. I mean, I was raised in narcissistic abuse or some kind of mental illness abuse, and I I really had no concept of what love is. And to learn to love my neighbor, it was a challenge. And thank goodness I kept in there and kept plucking at it and finding different resources to encourage myself. And yeah, it was worth it. It was definitely worth it. And now I'm chewing on this enemy, which is kind of in that same category. I wouldn't have counted them enemies. We were friendly, but it was super uncomfortable. So now we're stepping into the enemy zone, right? Somebody who is actively aggressive towards me. Now, that doesn't mean I'm going to invite somebody to my house who really doesn't like me, but I'm also not going to send hate. Like, I'm not going to be angry. I'm not going to send hate, like through my heart, through my energy, through my emotion. I'm going to send love. I'm going to purposefully try to send and think loving thoughts about this person. As the Lord has given me dominion over my mind, I'm going to exercise that dominion in a way that fits my personal integrity, how I want to be. Am I always that way? No. Let's not be ridiculous. I'm not always like that, of course, but it is my goal to be always that way. And who knows, maybe someday I'll get there. But I just really like that scripture, and I thought maybe you would too. If you have somebody in your life that challenges this scripture for you to walk the scripture out, drop it in the comments for me, and I'll read it and communicate back with you. And, just know you're not alone. These things are amazing when you can do it. and growth building when you don't always. So don't be hard on yourself. Go to YouTube and subscribe to my channel. It's called Holly's Joys, and I have a lot of different types of videos on there. I have some art videos. I have my kitty cat on there, Wallace, hashtag Wallace, boop. And go to Facebook and follow me on Facebook at Patio Pet. And we'll see you next time. Bye.